hope is, over these next few weeks, I get a new microphone for singing of songs. We got the first one in. So yeah, it is a wonderful day, start of a brand new week, and here's the hope. The hope is, come the end of today, Newcastle United have bought somebody. I want more than one though. And So yeah. Ouch. You. That was my knee just cracking. Right. You wonderful people. How many we got today? How many we got today? We got 16. No, we got 15. Same codes. Well, do you know something, Callum? Here's the thing. Okay, and here's the very first thing today. On a fretboard, yeah, you have certain number of notes, certain number of chords. The fretboard is what, few feet long in a short space deep. That's it. So you haven't got much to play with. So yeah, same chords, same way, and all the rest of it. Well, that's about to change. And everything's about to change. As I have been messaging people today, including Department of Works and Pensions. How many chords do I actually know, like off by heart? Probably 8. It's probably more than that, but like I'll round it up at 8. Now, towel for cuppa. So what I've been trying to do is Geordie Nation should be pointed at www.geordie-nation.co.uk by the end of today. And Seeking You needs to be pointed at www.seeking-u.org. Then I'll be happy today. And also just came across something which I'm going to have another look at, and that is giving clear instructions. The clear instructions that everything will run on. Now, we got 18 people here and 1 like. Wow, hey, by gum. Here's a heart to please. Now, so next up, after these 2 have been sorted, fixed, and everything is running, next up is 2 applications to Company's House, and both of them have the compliance part, but you've got to pay money. One's 40, definitely £40, and the ICO part, not sure on that, but I did save it. and that is to be compliant. And also in the mix is this. As I posted earlier, the FCA Smart Scam. That's basically the Financial Conduct Authority of the United Kingdom. So there is the Companies House to figure come the end of the month. There is the FCA Smart Scam, which is like government ID, that to be sorted. The file I've just looked at for the knowledge, I think they call it the knowledge file. I think that's what I just read. So all that's to happen as well. What's the direction of this video supposed to be? Right. Which side of the compass do you want to be on? That side? Or do you want to be on that side? Because most of my videos, I'm talking about things I am doing. And the taxman, give us a little dance, Mr. G. Sorry, can't do that. Because 2 dodgy hips and left knee just a little bit dodgy. So don't really want to fall over, especially not on video. Wouldn't look good. But yeah, so the Department of Works and Pensions are now aware of everything, and they have also been informed that there will be job rules, which is a list I'll be going to take into Job Centre to say I need this, this and this, and then hopefully very soon be able to turn around and say goodbye. Yeah, Dan has just said there, WW. Hi, I need help. I think I'm gay, but I cannot tell because, well, sorry to say this, mate, very sorry, but there will be some silly people. Here's what I want to say to you is this, right? I had a video call the other day for merchandise, uniforms, etc., and found out the nearest swag box to where I am is in Sheffield, which is just up the M1 from Nottingham. And that is for Seeking You and for Geordie Nation, so that people can have smart uniform. And part of that is there's something you can, I used to get this when I was on the buses, smart uniform. Were you aware that Mickey is financially backing? I don't care. That's the honest thing. That's the honest thing. At the end of the day, I've got what I want, where I want, Just got to connect them up so that they're in the proper place, and then we move forward. Because the thing is this, I have things in a different place. Sole purpose of that thing is ecosystem on both. So what anybody else has, not really bothered about. David is saying, hello, Mr. J. What happened to the 7 p.m. live stream? A little bit busy. I was busy with replit and also with 123 reg. Got to point one at the other. And that's another thing with this college course in September. Because I was looking at a screen yesterday and I was like, from to value. And I was like, right, so what do I put in the first box? What do I put in the value box? Nobody tells you these things. So I clicked the little help sign, opened a window, and some lovely person turned around and went, oh, I see. And they sent a code. That code didn't initially work. So they sent another code. And eventually it got all done. And I was like, brilliant. Now, yeah, I mean, when you're doing work on the computer, David, hours can go. And really, it's surprising that the amount of time. Black Zero, you're in the wrong place, mate. You know, whatever you're going through at the end of the day, hope that, you know, you get yourself sorted, but you're in the wrong place, mate. So just please jog on. And look, everybody is, you know, what they want at the end of the day. I want, you know, to be straightforward with you at the end of the day. If you're asking for advice, you're asking the wrong person. Simple as. So there we go. Now, yeah, with the live last night, I was busy waiting for confirmation, got the confirmation, put the stuff in, and time just like ticked on by. That doesn't even make sense. Callum, listen, whether a person is straight or gay, I don't really care. That's the honest answer. You know, you are what you are. So carry on. Will there be a summer party for all the subscribers? Doubt it. Too much work to do. But there will be something later, much later in the year. Well, Black Zero, here's the thing. there are lots of content creators with your subject matter. Okay? Lots of them. LBGT, I think it is. I may be wrong, but there are lots of different places you can access information. Here just isn't one of them. So, I'm not annoyed. That's just, it's not my field. It's not the thing I do. I do video content, I do music, I'm building apps, etc. I don't even know how to pronounce that, so I'm not even going to attempt it. The value proposition for your companies, why someone pay money to you. Please actually read my full comment. You just read the first sentence. So both of these apps are coming out with something extra. That something extra is going to be announced closer to the time. And in that video where I'm talking about that extra part, I'll have to put a financial disclaimer at the start. They are in 2 locations, Bok Bok. One is Newcastle upon Tyne, and what you I don't even think you could actually do this, but I mean, could you imagine sawing the River Tyne in half and then just saying, right, okay, we've got half the River Tyne, let's have half of the River Trent? Wouldn't quite work. So I'll be releasing something, yes. There will be a link to both of them, and that link takes you to an exchange. And that's where you will buy or you don't buy. Choice is yours. Yes, they both will expand. There's another situation, and it might tie in to them both. But yeah, I mean, Dan was just right there. It is crypto assets. Yes, it is. But I need to have them on the exchange where people buy and sell every day. And I'm not at that point yet because I've been doing a little bit of other things. AE. Did somebody verify the codes? No. The new plan, AE, is this. Put an amount of money into my wallet, buy as much Ethereum as is possible, transfer that from said place to Waves, and then sell it and buy WX. Then, with the WX, say to the community, please vote yes. And if you do vote yes, I'm going to give you this. So, yeah. And you only need 51%. Is it, David is asking, is it true Benji is racing at Nottingham on the flat? No idea. He lives somewhere else in the county. That's as much as I know. So, using the power of both of these apps, the next part after the asset is on sale is this. I then hire a studio, go in there, sing my songs, and come out the other side with a CD. What do these apps bring to the table that other apps don't? Well, it's in the title. You know, on the first page, you see it. And like I say, that's what I put in. The power of two front-end only boilerplate apps. The thing I have to do at the end of July. It's not at the end of July yet, but I have to wait because I have a $55 bill, and then I have a back end for Seeking You. I already have the back end for Geordie Nation. That's all in. The crypto, there's other apps out there. Somebody did mention that this morning, Bob Bock. Yeah. Somebody did mention it. I think it was 2016, which was one year before I bought my first Ethereum. The one I've never ever bought, ever, was BTC. Never bought it. I will at some point own stock. Yeah. I have got old pre-takeover of Newcastle United, but because of what the very kind Mr. Mike Ashley did, I have them in a bookcase, but they're about as much use as a chocolate fairy god. But that was 18 shares in Newcastle United. Tiny amount of BT, tiny. But that's from years and years ago. It doesn't blip anything. But the hope is with Company's House and both of these, as well as the Mighty Magpie Show, there's a lot of content heading towards here, and the new YouTube channels. About time they got content as well. So they will get content. And they'll have to grow through that 1,000 barrier. Just like this one did. And this one's going to be going behind the scenes. Benji, Paul, why would somebody buy your asset? When something is on an exchange, you get the opportunity to purchase that something that's on the exchange. And you get to read the notes. The notes are important because they contain information to tell the person who's buying what it's all about. And because the United Kingdom is mentioned, that's where the money's spent, in the United Kingdom. Okay? What's it all about? Ecosystem, Bok Bok. Is there any update on Here's the Thing merch? Yes, yes, there is. It was the other day. You all decided 75% of you decided you wouldn't buy. So I'm not going to try and sell you something you weren't going to buy. It's as simple as that. Right, hold on a second, Bok Bok. My glasses are a little bit tight. Was it? What does that mean? The reason is to buy. Hold on, man. What does that mean? The reason to buy is because money is spent in the UK. Why would they not just buy a treasury bond or spend money in the UK? It's such a bad idea. That's your opinion, Benji. That's your opinion. You see, the whole context of what is on the exchange is a developed ecosystem. Anything which has a price tag, like a chair, a desk, a computer, server, anything related to business is covered. So if something costs X amount of pounds, X amount of asset is sold to cover that cost. Yeah, well, do you know the thing is, right? That person who is on eBay flogging t-shirts, yeah, at some point, they may find that that's a dumb idea. It's just up to them at the end of the day. David is saying maybe your true fans were not in the live stream. The thing is this, okay? There are a lot of fantastic Newcastle United content creators. There are loads of them. And I decided that those at the top, your Adam Pearson and your likes of Steve Wraith, NUFC Matters, Tyneside Life, and others, I want every single one of them to jump a damn sight higher. There's a lot going on right here, AE. A lot of information. And there's even more information. The hope is that on both of these apps, as people create content, the agents take the content and go and post it everywhere. So that's the hope. And if the agent does what I'm asking the agents to do without back chat and stuff like that, then I'm happy, because all forms of social media, that's a lot of forms. And also, I've got to get back onto LinkedIn. And at some point, release the big guns. Oh. Good morning, Jeremy. Does that mean you're opening up your AI for these agents? I don't know. Your honest answer, I don't know. I know a little bit, a tiny bit about the agents performing various different tasks, because you all pointed me in that direction. Oh, yeah, we've got another one, man. Right. If voodoo, the voodoo people, yeah? There's a lot of smart people. A lot. Yeah? Now, I'm going through a process of putting stuff together, like blocks of bloomin' Lego. Yeah? Benji. Then I imagine he's using a series of K8s on... What the heck? Okay. Now, got testing to do. And then figure stuff out using not just Chrome, Safari, the Edge, and check that the apps are available on all. So, thank you all very much for popping in. That's my neighbour who's just rang me. So, I will catch everybody 7 p.m. tonight. And thank you all for coming in. And please spread the word. And on your way out, give me a thumbs up. Thank you.